Welcome to Live Interactive English. My name is Winnie.
And I am Matt.
And today we've got an interesting article for you. We've got Fukuoka, a feast of culture. This is day one. Speaking of which, I've never been to Fukuoka. Have you ever been to Fukuoka?
Yes, I have been there one time. It was actually back in 2019, so I guess almost 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
But I went that time because Japan was hosting the Rugby World Cup at that time. So I went to watch a rugby game and it was in Fukuoka.
Oh, that's awesome. I know you go to Japan a lot. Quite.
I usually, I try to go to Japan at least once a year.
Right. How would you say it differs from like other Japanese cities?
Fukuoka is nice because it's right by the ocean, but of course a lot of Japanese cities are right by the ocean. But it has amazing food in Fukuoka and very famous food that's famous worldwide now and also very famous here in Taiwan.
Oh.
And there's also, nice ways to eat that food in a special style that we're going to actually learn more about in today's article.
All right. Well, so you said you actually went to see a rugby tournament?
Yeah, it's the World Cup. It's the rugby tournament. And I went to watch a rugby game between Ireland and Tonga.
Wow, so were there a lot of Japanese fans?
Yeah, there were a lot of Japanese fans. Rugby is quite popular in Japan. They have their own league there where a lot of people go to watch the games all the time.
Wow, well, I'm hoping to learn a little bit more about Fukuoka, which we will be in this article.
While not so well known, Fukuoka is among Japan's most welcoming cities. Previously overlooked in favor of Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, Kyushu's largest urban center has quietly become one of Japan's most loved destinations. This coastal city is rich in its own brand of Japanese culture and is sure to surprise travelers who come to enjoy its laid-back atmosphere and delicious food.
Okay, today's article is labeled Fukuoka, a feast of culture, and this is day one.
So right in our title, we have a word there which is feast. It's a feast of culture. So a feast usually means a large meal, often for a special occasion, like Christmas. I'll have a large feast with my family, has lots of special food. When we say it's a feast of culture, what we mean is you're getting a lot of something in an enjoyable way, just like eating a great meal. You're getting something that has a lot and you're enjoying it. So there's a lot of culture and you're going to enjoy experiencing that culture. So another example sentence, the show gave us a feast of dance and music.
So you got a lot of nice variety.
All right, now let's get to the article. While not so well known, Fukuoka is among Japan's most welcoming cities.
Previously overlooked in favor of Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, Kyushu's largest urban center has quietly become one of Japan's most loved destinations. So we do have this verb to overlook, and that means to fail to notice, or you kind of start to pay attention to other aspects of something. So for example, Oliver felt overlooked when everyone talked to his friends instead. No one was talking to Oliver, so he felt sad.
And so this is Kyushu's largest urban center. So urban is an adjective which means in a town or city environment and meaning not somewhere in the countryside or off in the forest or in the woods. It means it's a place that has buildings, it has stores, it has businesses doing things there. That's an urban environment, so it basically means a town or a city. So when we say it's the largest urban center, it's the largest town or city. An example sentence, June prefers urban life because everything is convenient.
That is true.
All right, now let's go to Hanny.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这次要介绍旅游地点是日本九州最大的都会中心福冈。标题写到 Fukuoka, a feast of culture， 就是福冈一场文化盛宴。那这个 feast 当名词就有盛宴、宴席的意思。A feast of something 可以表达大量令人享受的某事物。好，那课文一开始写到，尽管不那么知名，福冈却是日本最好客的城市之一。它过去因为东京、大阪、京都这些比较受欢迎的地方而被忽略了，如今它却默默成了日本最受喜爱的旅游目的地之一。好，来看单字 overlook， 这个动词表示忽略、忽视。Urban 则是形容城市的、都市的。这边还有一个重点是要介绍 while 加上分词 VING 或 PP 的用法。连接词 while 在引导副词子句时，可以表达尽管、虽然。那副词子句的主词跟主要子句的主词相同的话，就可以把副词子句的主词省略。表示主动是把动词改成现在分词 VING， 表示被动是把它改成过去分词 PP。举例来说 ，While she was feeling upset,She tried to appear composed. 这句可以简化成 While feeling upset, she tried to appear composed. 虽然感到不高兴，但她仍试着让自己显得镇定。好，那这边也顺便补充一下，省略对等连接词的分词构句。对等连接词 and 在连接两个子句，而且主词相同时，可以把其中一个主词跟连接词删除。动词是主动是改为 VING， 被动的话就只要保留 PP。例如 Built in the 17th century, the bridge is a famous landmark in the city. 建于17世纪，那一座桥是城市里知名的地标。好，那我们继续回到课文中。
Okay, now we can get back to our article. This coastal city is rich in its own brand of Japanese culture and is sure to surprise travelers who come to enjoy its laid-back atmosphere and delicious food.
Right, because I know that a lot of people love going to Japan because they do have really modern cities that, like Tokyo is known for their innovation and robots and, anime. But like if you want to go to somewhere that maybe isn't so fast-paced, it sounds like Fukuoka is like a really good place to go.
Yeah, as they said, it's a laid-back city, so it's really not as busy and as bustling as a place like Tokyo where everyone's in a hurry.
Right.
It's a bit more, laid back, chill. People aren't, in as much of a hurry to get where they're going. So it can be a nice place for a vacation, especially because it is, as they said, coastal, meaning next to the ocean. So you have some nice beaches there as well.
Especially if your day-to-day life is, you live in the city, you work in the city. It'd be nice to have a nice, change of scenery. Yeah.
Certainly.
All right, well, let's go and see what Hanny has to say.
福冈这一座海滨城市拥有独特的日本文化，那些来到这里享受悠闲氛围和美味佳肴的旅客一定会感到惊喜。那文中它用到 one's own brand of 是表达独特的什么什么，那么 laid back 则是形容悠闲的、轻松自在的、从从容容的。那么 Matt 老师这时候有提到 bustling 这个形容词 busting， 那这可以形容熙熙攘攘的、繁忙热闹的。Winnie 老师刚刚则聊到说，东京它以创新啊、机器人还有动画闻名。这时候老师提到 innovation 是表达创新、革新，是个名词。还有提到 anime 这个字是表达日式动画。好，那我们接着回课文中。
Thank you very much, Hanny. Well, let's learn a little bit more about Fukuoka in the second part of the article.
Step back in time to experience Japan's past at the Fukuoka Castle ruins in Maizuru Park. In late March, the park becomes even more beautiful as it is taken over by shades of pink when its cherry blossoms bloom. At night, the park is lit up in colorful lights to add to the magical feeling of the cherry blossom season. Food is a major part of Fukuoka's cultural identity, and the city is the origin of tonkatsu ramen, a pork bone broth that's paired with green onions and garlic oil. Locals call it Hakata ramen, and the best way to enjoy it is at one of the city's many open-air food stalls called yatai. Apart from ramen, don't forget to try mizutaki, a mouth-watering chicken hot pot, and mentaiko, or spicy pollock roe, which is often eaten with rice.
All right, welcome back from the break. Let's continue on learning about Fukuoka.
All right. Step back in time to experience Japan's past at the Fukuoka Castle ruins in Maizuru Park.
Ooh, stepping back in time. Is there a time machine?
Well, there is not a time machine, but there is an old castle, or, some of the remains of the castle that was once there. As they said, ruins. So ruins meaning that something has kind of been destroyed and it's what is left over from what was there before. So I've actually been to this park and I visited the ruins of the castle.
Oh, wow. And was it creepy or cool or both?
Wasn't creepy. There was,
I don't know. I always think of castle ruins as being like, oh.
It's not like a haunted castle or anything. It's just the remains of the castle that was once there. And yeah, it's an interesting place to walk around.
Awesome. All right, going back to the article. In late March, the park becomes even more beautiful as it is taken over by shades of pink when its cherry blossoms bloom. So this is something that is very quintessentially Japanese. You think Japanese, you think cherry blossoms. That's what I think, at least.
Yes.
Sakuras. And of course, we have different shades of pink. So we've got the word shade, and in this case, it's a noun, and it means the different levels of darkness or brightness that a color has. So if you have a color, there's not just one type of red. You'll see there's like fire truck red, or there's like a tomato red. They're kind of different. So for example, you could say the leaves turn shades of red in fall. And of course, the sakura or the cherry blossoms, there's levels of pinkness. Yeah.
That's right. And so these are the blossoms that we're talking about. And blossom is a word that just means a flower. It's the flower of a flowering plant. But we often use this word blossom instead of flower when we are talking about the flowers that are on a tree. So especially, we think of fruit trees like cherry blossoms and plum blossoms are some of the common blossoms that you see on trees. So an example sentence, people sat under the apple blossoms to enjoy the view.
It must have smelled really nice.
Getting back to the article. At night, the park is lit up in colorful lights to add to the magical feeling of the cherry blossom season.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
Yeah, I've never actually been to see the cherry blossoms in Japan, but it's something I really do want to experience at some point. So I need to make a special trip just to see that.
Well, it's going to be just in time. We could make it in March. It's late March. It'll be late March, and then we can just book a flight and then smell all of these awesome smells.
So I'm not going for the smells. But...
I'm going for the smells.
All right, well, let's go now to Hanny.
好，我们旅游第一站是五鹤公园的福冈城遗迹。来到这里，仿佛回到过去，体验了日本的历史。那么3月下旬，当樱花绽放时，公园被各种粉色渲染，甚至变得更加美丽。我们先补充一下，日本古城通常不会是阴森可怕的城堡。那Winnie老师开玩笑用到的 creepy C-R-E-E-P-Y， 它是形容令人毛骨悚然的怪异的。那么还有老师提到 haunted H-A-U-N-T-E-D， 这是形容闹鬼的。我们再看课文单字 shade 当名词，它表示色调，色彩浓淡深浅。再看到 blossom， 它是指花，尤其是指果树灌木的花。老师刚刚提到樱花是典型日本特色，这时候用到 quintessentially 这个副词就表示典型的。这边还有一个重点，我们来看看 take over 的不同意思及用法。那首先它可以表达取得控制、占领、做及物用。文中是把它引申为这个景象或是事物它占满、充满了某处，形容粉红色的樱花仿佛攻占了整座公园。那我们造个例句 ：The cornfield was taken over by crows。玉米田被乌鸦占据了。那第二个我们可以用 take over 表达接手接替，像接替某人的工作或职责，这时候可以当及物或不及物用。例如 I can take over for you if you need a break。如果你需要休息一下，我可以接手。好，那这话课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. Let's go back to the article. Food is a major part of Fukuoka's cultural identity, and the city is the origin of tonkotsu ramen, a pork bone broth that's paired with green onions and garlic oil. You guys, I am so hungry, and this just sounds like a dream.
Yes, that's one of the main things I ate while I was there. I was just going for ramen every day and trying the different dishes at different ramen restaurants and getting very fat while doing it because ramen is not very healthy.
You only live once.
Right. Locals call it Hakata ramen, and the best way to enjoy it is at one of the city's many open-air food stalls called yatai. One of the things that I really noticed in Fukuoka is that when you go into one of the ramen shops, the smell of pork is just overwhelming because of the big vat of pork bones boiling in the back of the store.
I mean, it is kind of the star of their show, so it makes sense that's the first smell that hits you. Okay, let's get back to the article. Apart from ramen, don't forget to try mizutaki, a mouth-watering chicken hot pot, and mentaiko, or spicy pollock roe, which is often eaten with rice. So I'm a big mentaiko fan, so this might be the main reason I'm going.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well that's one reason to go, but there's a lot of reasons to go for the amazing food that they have there. Now let's go to Hanny.
课文接着提到，美食是福冈文化认同的重要部分。那这座城市是豚骨拉面的发源地，当地人把它称为博多拉面。最佳享用方式就是到他们露天小吃摊来品尝。而除了拉面，课文也有推荐的水炊鸡肉火锅，还有明太子，也就是辛辣的鳕鱼卵，常常用来配饭吃。好，文中它用到复合形容词 open air， 是表达户外的、露天的，还有用到 stall 就是指摊位或是货摊。那我们接着回到课文中。
Okay, so we've been talking about Fukuoka, and I'm already getting hungry now because we've talked about that Hakata ramen, which is so good, and I actually know there are many restaurants serving that here in Taipei. So I'm about to go get some lunch there in a minute. So.
Yeah. Now that we've talked a lot about ramen, I'm kind of craving ramen. We also talked about mentaiko, which I rain or shine, I could go for a mentaiko.
All right, well, it is just about time to go for lunch. So let's review the article again, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
While not so well known, Fukuoka is among Japan's most welcoming cities. Previously overlooked in favor of Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, Kyushu's largest urban center has quietly become one of Japan's most loved destinations. This coastal city is rich in its own brand of Japanese culture and is sure to surprise travelers who come to enjoy its laid-back atmosphere and delicious food. Step back in time to experience Japan's past at the Fukuoka Castle ruins in Maizuru Park. In late March, the park becomes even more beautiful as it is taken over by shades of pink when its cherry blossoms bloom. At night, the park is lit up in colorful lights to add to the magical feeling of the cherry blossom season. Food is a major part of Fukuoka's cultural identity, and the city is the origin of tonkotsu ramen, a pork bone broth that's paired with green onions and garlic oil. Locals call it Hakata ramen, and the best way to enjoy it is at one of the city's many open-air food stalls called yatai. Apart from ramen, don't forget to try mizutaki, a mouth-watering chicken hot pot, and mentaiko, or spicy pollock roe, which is often eaten with rice.
最后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 feast 名词表示盛宴、宴席 overlook 动词表示忽略、忽视 urban 形容词形容城市的、都市的 shade 名词表示色调或是色彩的浓淡、深浅 blossom 是指 花，尤其是果树、灌木的花。文法的部分，我们第一个学到连接词 while， 它引导副词子句，可以表达尽管、虽然。那么副词子句的主词跟主要子句主词相同的话，我们就可以把副词子句的主词省略，把动词改成分词 VING 或是 PP。第二个学到了 take over 的不同意思及用法，那它可以表达取得控制、占领，或是表达接手、接替，像接替某人的工作或是职责。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. And today we're in our kitchen and we're gonna make brownies. Let's prepare our dry ingredients. It's best to prepare the dry ingredients separately from your wet ingredients so that you don't get lumps in your mixture. We're going to sift the flour, cocoa powder, and salt with our sifter. This one you will need to because this cocoa powder is very clumpy. So you're gonna wanna sift your ingredients before you mix it with your wet ingredients because if you don't, there might be a lot of lumps and you might not get a good smooth batter. And you don't wanna bite into your brownie and have a chunk of flour just stuck in your mouth. Okay, and now please measure out a teaspoon of salt. Cool. Okay. You can put it in the sifter too.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Whee! All right.
Cool. Now you have your dry ingredients. So whisk those together. Now that we have our lovely batter, we are ready to start baking it. But that's all we have for today. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did.
This was our first time making brownies from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah. But it was a fun process and hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it too. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you just don't know how. Kiki, anything you want to say?
I want the brownies.
It's coming, it's coming.
KiWi later.